Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm going to be skipping my intro and just getting into the meat and potatoes of this video. If you are curious to know more about me and my channel, just feel free to go check out my channel itself. Over the past year, life has been a whirlwind of changes, challenges, and creative growth. From living at home with a long commute to moving out and setting up a new craft space, there's been a lot to navigate. So let's explore this journey together as I tidy up my workspace and share my experience. Last year was quite a journey. Time was never on my side. I had no time to create as I was limited to what I could do while living at home with my parents. My daily commute was like an hour and a half to and from work, which really ate up my day. Traffic was such a nightmare and it left me drained by the time I got home. And once I was home, my mom wanted to spend time with me, or I had responsibilities to take care of in the evenings, or I don't know, maybe I was seeing somebody, but this really limited my time to focus on YouTube. And then when I actually had time, I had so many videos filmed from early last year that I just never got around to editing them. Now looking back, I'm not even sure if I should upload them since I think my content has improved. There were even some times where I had half filmed some videos and then I would move on to other projects because my brain was literally everywhere. But honestly, I never felt creatively blocked, just time starved. And then having all these unedited videos was a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it was exciting to see how many ideas I actually captured on camera, but on the other hand, it was so overwhelming to think about all the editing and deciding which ones to actually publish. This backlog sometimes made me question if I was moving in the right direction. YouTube Shorts and TikToks were like the easiest to make and put out, but I really love creating long-form content. There were moments of frustration, like realizing that it's been a week since I posted a video and then panicking when it turned out to be a month. I really wanted to make more videos, finding the time was a struggle, and these constraints also influenced the type of content I could produce. While I enjoyed the spontaneous nature of short-form videos, my heart was always set on creating the long-form content, which really showcased my creativity and my passion. Also last year, I was experimenting with different types of content, vlogs, video essays, rant videos, and various craft projects. But I found that vlogs and craft videos were always my favorite as I enjoyed sharing my life and my creative process. Now, I did quite a few tutorials last year, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about them yet, but I do want to show people how to make the stuff that I do. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I actually look back at those videos to figure out how I actually made said item so I can remake it again. I don't know, now that I'm like thinking about it, I really do enjoy making tutorials. But maybe it's just, I feel a little put off by it because I feel like it's very saturated. I don't know, is the crafting space saturated? I guess it's such a broad area that there are certain areas that are very saturated. Like, I don't know, I feel like crocheting might be like really saturated. But my audience hasn't really given me feedback on the different types of content, so I'm just gonna keep experimenting to see what resonates. But looking at some of the creators I admire, such as Mariah Elizabeth, Delightful, and Hexian, they inspire me so much to push my creative boundaries. Like, I want to incorporate elements of their style, like showing more of what I make and how I make them without making it too much like a tutorial. Pretty much I just want to make it fun to watch. But despite all these challenges, there have been some notable achievements. I hit over 1,000 subscribers, which was a significant milestone. I then also had 2 videos that did pretty alright last year. I had a YouTube short last year that had like 6,000 likes, but I only think it did so well due to the satisfying nature of it, which was melting crayons in an ornament, which, if you guys didn't know, I actually went viral on TikTok a few times for melting crayons on various things. So if you guys do want a video on that, I will make that in the future. The other video that is probably my best performing long form video on this channel, which is the time that I bought $3 from Hexian and I did an unboxing on camera, but I only think that that did well because it just felt like I was piggybacking off of his success and his popularity, and so everyone's like, oh my god, a regular person bought them, cool, and then that was it. So, but these successes still showed me how even small victories can make a big difference, and they still make me happy. I mean, I still put in the effort, I still made the video, so I mean, it's no big deal. And then mid last year, I moved out. Moving out felt like a very significant milestone for me. I moved out with my boyfriend to be closer to work, which pretty much cut down my commute to about 10 to 15 minutes even with traffic. The transition was smooth, and I think the biggest challenge was realizing how much free time I had now. It felt like a whole new level of freedom, and I started taking on so many projects. But even with more time, I thought I could create more content. However, even now, time is still not enough. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment. One is our bedroom, the other one is our office. And my boyfriend, he works from home full time. I work from home on occasion. So we had to get really creative with our space. We pretty much turned our dining room into my craft space. It worked out well, but a lot of the organization within that space wasn't quite there, which is what I'm doing today. Even months of us being here, it just still wasn't the way I wanted it. But setting up this dedicated craft space was crucial for me. It created a physical boundary between my work life and my creative pursuits, which, speaking of work life, balancing a full-time job, social life, me time, and YouTube is not easy. There are a lot of creators that are out there that pretty much get to the point on YouTube where YouTube is their full-time gig and they're not having to split all of their whole time between a full-time job and trying to stay afloat on YouTube. But as we all know, YouTube is not the most stable. Anyways, here's kind of like what a typical day is for me. So I wake up around 4 or 5 a.m. and then I start filming some content before getting ready for work. I then leave for work around 7:40 a.m. Then I work from 8 to 5 with a 1-hour lunch break. And then from there I head home. I'm pretty much here around 5:30. Then once I'm home, I unwind a bit, I start editing a video, and then wait for my boyfriend to get off work to make dinner. We eat around 6:30, 7 o'clock, watch an episode of something. Then from there, he might go game with his friends while I continue to film or edit or something. However, recently we started doing skate lessons together, which happens on Tuesdays, so that's kind of taken up some of my evenings. And then weekends are a mixed bag of me time, doing stuff for YouTube, or I don't know, spending time with friends and family. You might be wondering, how does Megan keep up with a busy schedule? Well, I don't actually use any specific planners or apps. The only thing I kind of have in place is a share calendar between me and my boyfriend that we keep in our kitchen. It just kind of helps us keep track of any of our schedules, but more of like, oh, you have a doctor's appointment, or hey, yeah, we're doing this, on Saturday or something. So it's more meant for that, but it also helps us be able to coordinate our activities so we kind of know when to schedule things. Now, to maintain productivity and avoid burnout, I've been working on building a few habits. So like an example is that if I start feeling overwhelmed by working on so many things, I'll probably start switching over to like less intensive projects such as like my Create This Book series, which is a lot easier to make. So this flexibility allows me to continue creating without adding unnecessary stress. And then late last year, I decided to split my channels to better organize my content. So this channel focuses on crafts and anything related to that, while my second channel, meowmadecrafts, is like a hangout channel for vlogs, rants, random videos. The idea was to cater to different audiences. Like an example is that somebody who subscribed to my channel or likes my content for a certain craft may not like my vlogs, and vice versa, as posting everything here would confuse everybody. However, my second channel hasn't gained any traction. YouTube doesn't seem to be recommending it, and it has maybe reached a very small audience. One of my videos maybe reached 100 views, and I've been posting on there since like October. I mean, it hasn't been a lot of posting, but still, it's like you look at some of my analytics and it's like, yeah, well, we're not really recommending it to people. The other thing too is I'm not sure if any of my subscribers on my main channel even know about that or even care to look at that, but I'm still posting on there for fun. And if anybody is interested in just kind of seeing some behind the scenes stuff or just kind of hanging out with me, the link is down below. I would really love to receive some feedback on it to see where I maybe could do better, or I don't know. I need something, not just nobody. But as we're kind of heading into the new year, I feel like I've been more in a better headspace to commit more to YouTube. Even though I'm not monetized yet, despite having over the required number of subscribers, I think my biggest issue are the watch hours. They've been a bit hard to accumulate. However, I'm not into this for the money. YouTube is just something I genuinely enjoy. This just serves as my creative outlet, which has brought so much creativity to my life. For me, creating content is all about passion. It's my way of expressing myself, sharing my creativity, and connecting with all of you. The joy and satisfaction I get from making a video far outweighs my financial incentives. And like I said, YouTube has been my creative outlet, especially since I work in IT and I don't get much creativity there. I do try to sneak some in when I can, but it's kind of hard to do that. While reaching monetization milestones would be super cool, it's not like a primary motivator for me. And I do want to mention I have no intentions of starting a Patreon, a Ko-fi, or any other crowdfunding platforms. I'm able to fund my hobbies with my current job as I'm paid pretty okay. I mean, I'm not rich or anything, but I'm quite grateful to be where I am. This allows me to pretty much focus on creating content without the added pressure of managing additional funding sources. Plus, you'll have more pressure of people saying, hey, well, I've given you money, why aren't you putting out more content or whatever? Like, I don't want that. But that is a-okay. I'm not worried about any of that. I also have so many ideas for videos, and it's sometimes more than I can actually handle. They just kind of pop into my head, whether it's just something I saw on TikTok or a cool idea I thought of out of nowhere. The thing that's literally holding me back is time. That's why I'm like making it my priority to sit down, write down all my ideas, and tackle them one by one. Even if I were to quit my day job and did this full time, I still don't think I'll have enough time to do it all. Organizing my thoughts and like planning ahead will hopefully help bring bring all these ideas to life without feeling overwhelmed. This year, I'm planning on experimenting with an Excel tracker and then writing down all my ideas in a Word document to kind of keep everything organized. I'm still figuring out the best way to prioritize, but I feel like I'm almost there. So some specific ideas that I'm excited to pursue this year is getting into doll customization. I feel like I've mentioned this a few times on my channel, but I just haven't really done much with it. But I am currently in the process of making one. And then another thing that I would love to do is get back into plushie making, which I did a lot more before the pandemic. I also have the goal to finish a crocheted blanket. This has been on my to-do list for a while, and I feel like I always start them, but I never finish them. I think another thing that I would really like to get back into is cosplay and making my own clothes. I used to do that back in high school, but it was atrocious. And I think another thing I do want to do is like recreating some of the stuff I have made. I think that would be kind of cool. And I think my main goal for this channel this year is to figure out my style and how I want to do things. And I'm hoping that will create better engagement with you guys. I really want to build a strong, supportive community, connect with other passionate creators, and share the crafts I love making with all of you. I also want to improve my video quality this year. I feel like I've had a major upgrade last year from that. But in this past year, I've been learning more about video editing and filmmaking techniques to enhance the overall production value of my content. This includes better lighting setups, which my boyfriend bought me for Christmas, sound quality, and editing styles that make my videos more engaging and professional. And I feel like trying to find my own style is going to just be an ongoing process. I want my content to reflect who I am and what I'm passionate about, but I also want to make it stand out. So I'm just going to keep experimenting with different formats and styles to kind of see like what resonates with both me and you guys. Which in fact, I do have something exciting in the works with my boyfriend. He's been developing a program that I will be using for some upcoming custom plushies this year. It's almost done, and once it's ready, I'll be announcing it soon. And if there's enough interest and people want to use it for their own projects, we'll launch it to the public. We've been testing it thoroughly to fix any bugs. And right now the plan is to launch to Mac and Windows, and I don't know if crafters or artists out there actually use Linux, but we are seeing what Unity can export, so if it can do Linux, then we will work on that. But currently we are not able to test on a Linux because neither of us actually own a Linux machine, so if anybody wants to sign up for testing for that, please let us know. I want to say that I'm incredibly grateful for each one of you who have actually watched one of my videos and subscribed. One of the highlights of last year was receiving a heartfelt message from Marty from Flossom Crochet. She gave me some great advice and we hit it off, which by the way, she puts out some awesome stuff. So shout out to her. We don't really talk anymore, but if you're watching, Marty, text me. But I do love it when people comment and talk to me in the comments. It's not often, but those interactions actually mean a lot. So your support goes beyond just watching and subscribing. So whether it's a simple hello or detailed feedback, every interaction helps me build a sense of community and keeps me motivated to keep creating. I plan to engage more with you all. In the coming year by posting more on the community tab, being active on my Instagram, and possibly doing some live streams. I'm even considering opening a Discord server for you guys to interact with me and each other. Pretty much it would be a space for crafters or artists to chat, maybe ask some questions, and share what they're currently making. I think using these platforms will really help me stay connected with you guys, share updates more frequently, and create a more interactive and supportive community. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on these ideas and any suggestions you may have for better engagement. Anyways, thank you so much for your support this year. I look forward to creating even more amazing content with all of you guys this year. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Meow Made Vlogs, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Whether it's feedback on my second channel or ideas for future videos, I would love to hear from you. And if you have any suggestions for a Discord server or any other ways I can better engage with you, please let me know. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, adios!